Here is a terrifying truth about the human psyche that might completely shatter your understanding of love. You do not actually fall in love with a person. You often fall in love with a familiar trauma. We like to believe that we are rational creatures seeking happiness, stability, and peace. But deep within the recesses of the subconscious mind, there exists a darker, more primitive drive. Sigmund Freud identified this as repetition compulsion, the innate psychological urge to repeat traumatic events from our past in a desperate, unconscious attempt to finally master them. This is the great paradox of the toxic relationship. We claim we want a partner who treats us with kindness and respect, yet when we encounter genuine stability, we feel bored. We perceive peace as a lack of chemistry. Conversely, when we meet someone who mirrors the emotional neglect, chaos, or volatility of our earliest caregivers, our nervous system lights up. We mistake this anxiety for passion. We mistake the activation of our fight or flight response for the spark. You are not unlucky in love. You are psychologically efficient at finding the exact person who will hurt you in the specific way you are used to being hurt. Consider the agonizing cycle you may currently be trapped in. It begins with the love bomb, an intense accelerated period of affection that feels like the salvation you have always waited for. But soon, the mask slips. The texts become infrequent. The compliments turn into backhanded critiques. The stability you thought you had dissolves into a minefield where you must walk on eggshells to avoid an explosion or a sudden withdrawal of affection. You find yourself in a state of constant cognitive dissonance. Your logical mind sees the red flags, the manipulation, the gaslighting, the disrespect, but your emotional brain is addicted to the potential of their return to goodness. You become a detective of their moods, analyzing every micro-expression, convinced that if you just explain yourself better, if you just love them harder, or if you just become enough, they will revert to the person they were in the beginning. You feel drained, hollowed out, and anxious, yet the thought of leaving feels physically impossible, akin to withdrawing from a potent drug. This is not just a bad romance. This is a battle for your self-worth being fought on a battlefield you didn't realize you entered. To dismantle this trap, we must dive deep into the philosophical and psychological architecture of the imago. Imago Theory suggests that we carry an internal blueprint of love based on our primary caregivers. If your childhood environment equated love with earning approval, walking on eggshells, or managing a parent's volatile emotions, your brain encoded love as work. Consequently, a secure, available partner feels wrong because there is no work to do, no gap to bridge, and no dragon to slay. You are drawn to the toxic partner because they offer you a subconscious opportunity, the chance to redo your childhood, but this time to win. Your subconscious thinks, if I can get this unavailable person to choose me, I will finally prove that I am worthy of love. This is the repetition compulsion in action. Furthermore, we must look at Carl Jung's concept of the shadow. Often we project our own unhealed shadows onto the partner. If we repress our own aggression or selfishness, we might become attracted to a partner who acts out those traits without inhibition. We are vicariously living through their chaos. The toxicity is magnetic because it feeds a starvation within us, a hunger for validation that we have not learned to provide for ourselves. The toxic partner is merely a mirror, reflecting the parts of yourself that believe you must suffer to be worthy of connection. Breaking this cycle requires a radical philosophical shift and actionable psychological surgery. First, you must kill the hope. This sounds harsh, but it is stoic wisdom. The hope that they will change is the glue keeping you stuck. Accept reality exactly as it is right now. If they never changed, would you stay? If the answer is no, leave. Second, reframe boredom. When you meet a healthy partner, it will feel boring. It will feel flat. You must intellectually understand that this boredom is actually safety. You are detoxing from the cortisol addiction of your past. Learn to sit in the peace without trying to create chaos. Third, Withdraw the projection. Stop looking at them as a villain or a savior. See them as a flawed human being who is incapable of meeting your needs. By humanizing them, you strip them of the power they hold over your psyche. Fourth, integrate the shadow. Ask yourself what this person represents to you. Power, freedom, rebellion. Find a way to cultivate those traits within yourself so you don't need to outsource them to a dangerous partner. Finally, commit to the path of individuation. Your life's purpose is not to fix another human being. It is to become the master of your own soul. Walk away from the war and build your own peace.